Wow. The camera just isn't working this morning. Let's see if we can fix that. Boom. Am I back? Am I front? Can you see me? You can see me. All right. Good to see you all. We've got a great show for you today. I'm pretty excited. Was answering some comments over on today's video. That was a lot of fun. Some people in there got a little upset, got in their feels. It's always fun to check and see what playlists they may be following or whatever. Always enjoy that. It's super fun. Good to see everybody here. Georgia Peach is here. I saw a lot of you over on Loki's show this morning. Good times. Appliance repair. That's always fun. Make sure you watch a video on it. It does usually lead to good things. Darth Haster's in the house. Been a minute, friend. It's great to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming by. And of course, Dean joined us. Welcome, Dean. Dean's Half-Baked Productions became a member. Well, thank you for that. Of course, the lovely Ruby Hoove was generous as always, gifting a Culture Casino membership to somebody lucky out there. I think that's I Schultz, 1970. And once again, there's Darth Haster. Blast from the past, everybody. Darth Haster's been around a long time. Speaking of a long time, so was Loki. It was a good time visiting with him. I'm going to try to be on one of his Wednesday shows before this one, so you guys can check that out. Today is going to be a full day. It's a Wednesday after all, which means you've got this show and many others to follow. Not sure exactly what the deal was. Last time I checked, though, I didn't see the Pro show for today yet, which was odd. I hope Pro's okay. I know everybody's coming down with whatever weird ick there is right now, so don't get sick, folks. Take care of yourself, drink fluids, imbibe the healthy stuff. For those of you that are paying attention, Snow White lost money. And we've been talking about how much it's been losing money for a while. Childish or not, which is some of the comments I got this morning. It's not inaccurate. It's 100% true. Out of 1,100 views on that video, which isn't being reflected in real time, I can say this much. People are largely in agreement that this is a thing. This is a thing. Look, there was a suspect that we're going to talk about this morning in this case. And we're going to have to talk about that because developments overnight led us to believe they went the wrong direction. Once again, this is the weirdest story I think I've ever seen. So let's just be clear. I don't know what's going on here, and I don't think anybody does. So that's a weird thing. My buddy Grant has a video coming up later today on Stargate News. So Mr. Grant Gregory, if you guys know who that is, go check him out. He's a good guy, just like all of you. So thanks again for being here, everybody. Even if we don't agree, we can agree to disagree. We can be adults about it, and we can enjoy everybody else for who they are. I'm trying to look for anything that may be starting up today. I'm not seeing it. I don't even see M4 Empire. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. All right, no redirect today. Self-redirection, self-reflection, it's all on you. Here we go, folks, because 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whenever you're watching. Thanks for checking out 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it, and we're going to start first with the Guthrie story. We're also going to finish with it in bonus time. So from Deadline's perspective last night, we were looking at Nancy Guthrie case, a person detained for questioning amid the disappearance of Savannah Guthrie's mother. Look, there's a lot of weird ties. If you go down this rabbit hole, there are a lot of threads to pull, and there are ties to Island Boy and to Savannah Guthrie's husband. There's also some weird coinky-dinks when it comes to her brother-in-law and many other things. So I think we're not far enough down the rabbit hole to even know what's going on, and I think they have stronger suspicions of something else. All right, what that something else is foul play, but we won't get into that till we get to the end of the stream. So the Island Boy and Hollywood, he had a lot of people who had notorious relationships with him, including Penny Siegel, to get him back into high society after being convicted of being not a good guy, especially around kids. You also have people tied to this situation like this Casey Wasserman guy. He's exiting Telemundo's Playmakers event amid, well, all the fallout that's going on and the collapse of his music agency. This is going to hit him and everybody around him hard, including all the people that are leaving. This is not a good sign. I don't know. Super Bowl LX slips 2% in viewership based on NBC and Peacock. These numbers are inaccurate because we know they are nowhere close to what Samba revealed accidentally a day before this came out. Nielsen I can no longer trust, since it's like trust me bro tracking when it comes to out-of-home viewing. I think we're running into that point in time where Nielsen may get exposed for what they do, where Samba's real-time tracking minute by minute. And the Super Bowl, look, it hit 124.9 million as predicted, and I did a video on. It's down 2.8 million from last year. We knew it was going to be down. We didn't know how much it would be down, but everybody was saying this up front. It didn't have big teams. It didn't have big events. It didn't have big moments. And look, if you're a field goal kicking machine, that's the only way you enjoyed this game. We've got Cowabunga, the Mutant Turtles, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, are back with a YouTube show. Well, I hope it gets better than this. Restaurants, though, they're gonna have a new Mattel line in restaurants to promote the Turtles. But 2% viewership, NBC and Peacock. This is the most watched Spanish language show in history. Okay. Anyway, again, we keep going down these numbers. They want to continue to present them like they're something big. They're not. They just aren't. Wuthering Heights to seduce the world with $70 million opening globally. See, this is a problem. They leave that number off. International markets, I don't know if they know anything about this or have any interest, but they're likely going to be the largest contributor, as they have been going up steadily for the last 2 decades. Jill Zarin was fired from E's Real Housewives reunion show for the New York ladies, and that's not a surprise if she's not very loved. New Brendan Fraser teaser Mummy movie is landing May 2028 release. That's a long time away. I hope he and his co-star Rachel are in good shape, in good health, and are going to enjoy their filming process. I think it'll be a lot of fun. A return to things that we enjoyed. Maybe we'll see. U.S. adds surprising 130 jobs last month. Why is that a surprise? I guess AP roots against the country, and it's clear in their headlines. So the FAA lifts a temporary closure of airspace over El Paso, saying all flights can resume. Pilots complained because they didn't get warning that this was going to happen. There must have been some reason to block the airspace above El Paso. I wonder what it was. Retail sales are unchanged from November to December, meaning things were a little more somber in this holiday season, and I'm not surprised. Trump EPA is set to repeal scientific finding that serves as the basis for the climate policies of the previous administration. Because they found a lot of holes in it. I wonder how that's possible. I mean, the government would never lie to you, right? Wall Street inches higher on pre-market trading, so it started upwards. Again, once the job reports came out and there were more jobs, it's a very positive sign for the economy. I'm going to watch the Dow over the day and see where we end up when we're done. We got Paramount sweetening the offer with Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders in that hostile fight. I hope they win, but in the chances that they lose, I hope Congress holds Netflix to Ted Sarando's statements. The problem is, there weren't really big promises made. They would try to live within a 45-day window. The problem is, people in Hollywood know if they get rid of that, especially for 1/3 of productions, it kills the industry. And that'll be sad, because I like going to the movie theaters. Iran commemorates 1979 revolution, the point at which, it went from being one of the freest democracies in the world to what it is now, an ancient hellhole. Anyway, it is what it is. And finally, our bear update of the day as we get into the last 20 seconds of the stream. Remember that taxidermied bear that was all blinged out from head to toes? Well, they finally found it, the police say. And it's only been a month. They found it, so great news. There's the bear itself, recovered within 6 miles of its home porch. And there you go. So, it was recovered, so people got their bear back. That's an unfortunate way to say things. Anyway, thanks for being here for the main show, folks, but we've got bonus time coming up, so don't go anywheres. Stick around. And as I said, thank you, one and all. All right. What a lot of fun this morning. I saw that Ms. Pitt Cafe had things well under control over on the Green Machine, along with Dr. Jill. Morgan King is here, the warlord of all the gaming masters out there. Good to see a friend. And Barry, the music man. Marvin admitted to liking Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. Did he really? I wasn't watching. But I am watching Fat Elvis, who's going to remind you to smash that like button, not your own thumb, just the thumbs up button down below. I'd appreciate that. I blame the former occupants of the house, the big house at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, that have Arkansas ties. Sorry. You got to be careful saying that name because you could end up getting Arkansas-cited. That's no fun. Oh, you guys are having fun. I saw Dosher's out there. Good to see you, Mr. Dosher. Richard is in the house. Hello, Richard. Thanks and welcome. 6 degrees of Island Boy, indeed. Yeah. Island Boy. Now you kind of understand the new meme culture that we live in. Island Boy. Anyway, it's weird. Dude, bro, Seth, what's up, my friend? Good morning, peeps. Indeed, we got Corporeal Being in the house. Good to see you over there. And the lovely Georgia Peach. Why is this woman so much more important than anyone else who goes missing? Well, I mean, Savannah Guthrie's maybe a big deal. Some people think she's fun to watch over on NBC for the Today Show. I don't know. She's supposed to be doing Olympic coverage right now, so she got out of that and into a whole hot mess. Almost always in these situations, especially this kind of a situation, family involvement is usually found. So it wouldn't be surprising for me, considering the history background of Sione. Although the sister, Savannah Guthrie's sister, actually, I guess, has power of attorney over essentially everything that her husband does. It's very strange. There's a lot of strangeness in the background here. So yeah, we're living in a world of speculation, and even the crime fighting is speculative. Again, last night we had a suspect in custody. This morning, not so much. They released the guy. He was a delivery driver who happened to be in the area. He lives about an hour away. The house that they raided last night and did a search on, I guess it was his mom's house where this delivery driver guy lives. So, and she's like, it's nothing to do with us, nothing to do with the son. I told them they could go in and look around. So it's crazy. As I watched the updates last night flow in, I realized, boy, they went the wrong direction. And yet it still, to me, looks like the person in the imagery, and I'm going to show you those images in just a moment, looks like the bandmate of Savannah Guthrie's sister's former bandmate of her husband. I know that sounds weird, but we'll get to that in just a second. Trying to catch up with everybody. Hopefully you guys get a chance to see today's video and giving me a comment on it. I would appreciate that. Blithering Heights. Yeah. Blithering Heights, Stumbling Heights. 70 million globals, not a big number. It's a good number. Depending on how much the film costs, it might actually make the film, successful. And I haven't done a lot of deep research into it, but when they come out and they start to promote something like that in the way that they are, and they refer to a global number instead of a domestic number, that's not always a good sign. It's usually not a good sign. So there's that. That Park Place is noon Eastern, and for whatever reason, my redirect just cannot find those guys. Let's see, redirect to my pals at That Park Place Live. That Park Place Live. Sorry, guys. I know it's super fun to watch me set up the stream to redirect, but what can I do? Let's see. That Park Place. I don't see it. So, guys, it's self-redirect mode this morning. Sorry about that. All right, let's get back to it. So, thank you, Juliet. A new Wuthering Heights. Ugh. Well, I mean, again, You have to break down the property and redistribute it in the most messaging way for the younger folks, if you can even catch their interest with it. So there's that. Let's see. Brandon needs Slim Fast. Yeah, he's working on it. Brandon Fraser is looking a little better than he did. And I feel bad for the guy, but he worked really hard to come back, and he's had a good comeback as far as I'm concerned. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with official YouTube channel. Not sure how to feel about that. Well, you know what? Listen to Tom. Tom's going to talk about this for the next 2 weeks, and he's going to give you probably good direction in this. So I'm going to trust in Tom. Shellbox says cartel drones. Oh, you think that's why they shut down the airspace? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to go when the volcano blow. Hey, Daniel Alpine's out there in the audience saying, which is better idea for Disney? Return to 2D animation, release a new 2D movie once in a while, or focus solely on 2D, 3D hybrid films, a la Into the Spider-Verse, Wild Robot. I think they need a mix. Just like every studio needs a mix. I mean, if you take a look at the success that they have with things like Minions over at Illumination, which is Universal, that's a good choice. Shrek, stuff like that. I mean, you need to be leaning into that. But for Disney, they need to get back to 2D. They used to be 2D kings. They can't even do it anymore. I saw Tobak out there. Good to see you, buddy. Ms. Pig Cafe, thank you for working so very hard. I was promised another ice age in the 1970s. You were watching that Nova episode over there on the public broadcasting system, and they never lie to you at PBS, guys. Come on now. Yeah. Do you know who told me we were going into an ice age? The guy that played Spock, Leonard Nimoy. He was telling us that. Again, you can find that Nova episode. I think it was up on YouTube last time I checked. Enjoy. Yeah, global ice age. That's right. It kind of has been a little cold this winter. I mean, I think you'd have to admit we had a pretty decent snowstorm. Weird stuff. Weird stuff indeed. Muqtadir Ali is dropping us the flag here. Thank you, my friend. Of a nation that was lost and lost its freedom and came under the rule of what would you call that? Theocracy? Is that right? I think so. Not a good plan. And I mean, in the location where my cabin is, where I live, my cabin up north, that is, former members of the aristocracy of that nation lived right down the street in just an absolutely massive woodland cabin. And got to know them very well. A lot of people fled that nation for the United States and elsewhere, Canada, in order to not be eliminated, which is something that under its current rule, things happen far too frequently. I'm always worried about that kind of instability because unless it works out that the government shifts back to what was an amazing democracy at the time in the early 70s. I mean, if you look at some of the pictures and everything else from there, it was almost like looking at South Beach, believe it or not. It was insane. Anyway, I want to say thank you to Archer Merchant for this. Interesting how Paramount's approach is drastically different. 20, 30 DC films a year. Yeah. I mean, you got to make a bunch of films. You got to make a bunch of money. Films, television, all of that. I think you really want Warner Brothers Discovery in the hands of a studio and not a streamer. I think the streaming argument is already, played out. I think companies, despite their value, like Netflix has substantial value, and I'm not going to say that the subscription model isn't working for them because clearly it is. But it's not working for Disney. I would argue it's not working for Paramount Plus. I would say that you really only kind of have room for 1, 2, 3 streamers, maybe at most. And it's the same problem we have with television channels, cable channels. So I've firmly believed it a long time that the complaints we had even in my day when cable television was being rolled out across the nation before we switched to satellite, before that, all those models started to disappear and become less valuable. There were complaints. I got 57 channels and nothing on. I mean, there's music written about that. Um, Dire Straits complained, a lot of pop culture complaints about that model, and yet streaming's worse. Streaming is a worse model. You often are distracted. They dumb down what they're presenting to you. Now you're going to have essentially the characters in dialogue narrating what they're doing and why they're doing it all the time, resetting, kind of like the news used to do, the story that you're in every 10 to 12 minutes, because they know you're not paying attention because they don't produce anything that engaging. People are often doing something else. They were second or third screening. So their experiences are not pure anymore. And the other problem is that you cannot skip anything that has a commercial model built into it. You can't skip those commercials. So, you know who complained about that recently was Bill Maher, over on his show. I think it was even in a new rules segment. And that's frustrating to everybody, especially when it comes to football. Live events should not be allowed to be blocked out like that. You should not be able to remove the idea of a DVR viewing. And that's the other problem with this, right? You're starting to see massive shifts away from network television by a lot of programs that are failing to attract eyeballs, which include the Oscars. In fact, after the 100th year, they're headed for YouTube. Year 101 is going to be a YouTube event. I think the Grammys move. I think everybody's moving. I think the Grammys are going to ABC for a short stint. In fact, the Super Bowl moves to ABC next year. So if these numbers continue to drop, and this is 2 consecutive years in a row that the Super Bowl has fallen, we got some strange weirdness and or weird darkness. Is weird out there. If you are, it's good to see you. But it's a good conversation to have. So Archer Merchant, you got more than $5 worth of value there, because you were right. You were right. Bologna sausage. That's right. There's a lot of bologna sausage out there, kids. Crazy white boy. He's late. He's late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late. I'm late. I'm late. Shellbox in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, like old home week here right now because there's snakes. Snakes. Ram Bam 3000. What's up, my friend? You got to say, you have to add to anytime you're talking about the Clintons, you have to say, I am not going to self-unalive. I am feeling better than ever. I'm in mostly positive mental health. Anything that happens to me was foul play. The thing about the island is that they want everyone to be implicated, so they have to protect their cabal, because that's really what it is. I mean, it's not even a loose group of evildoers. It's a very tight-knit group of evildoers, and they all know each other. It's a big club, and you're not in it. Does that sound familiar? Maybe. Randall asked me a good question for 2 Canadian casholas. Thank you. Saying, how close to 1,000 members are you, Culture? We are getting there. We stayed above 500 through the month, and we continue to climb. We're basically at a hover point of about halfway. I'll give you guys the numbers. I intend to have a all members stream this weekend. So keep your eyes out. Make sure your notification bell is turned on to all notifications so you don't miss it. So because I want you to be there. I really do. Osmora's out there. Hail to the 199. Good to see you. Juliet, you guys are on top of this. I love it. You got Juliet, you got Jill, you got Ms. Pig Cafe. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. You guys are the greatest. I have the best group of humans in the planet here. Dan Funk, we got the funk. Oh, I saw the video where one of the Island Boys get evicted from their house. Yeah, those are the other Island Boys. So did you guys know that Jeffy's, the island boy himself, girlfriend is the one that inherited his property in the island? The island has been on sale or been up for sale multiple times. And recently a YouTuber went absolutely banana crazy and tried to get out there to check it out, and found out that that might not have been a good idea. So it may have followed him home, kind of like the ghosts in the haunted mansion used to. Remember. Speaking of membering, we got 20 more members from the great and powerful Randall Orser, gifting 20 Culture Casino memberships. Member. Memories like the corner of my mind. Anyway, thank you. Or, as I should say, this, ba-bam.
Oh, man, that's some sweet cheddar. Guys. Yeah.
Thanks again, Randall. Much appreciated, my friend. I hope everything is going well in the iciness that you choose to live in. Scott Summers, good to see you. Says, I'm good. I rang their bell. Ring your bell. Ring my bell. Yeah, and Follow the Bradleys fun is accurate. Slim Fast is a junk. Is no bueno. It's not good for you. None of the stuff that they're pimping out as weight loss products or pills or any of the other stuff is good for you. They aren't. When you run down the line of side effects that anything can have, you need to balance that against your health. I am one of the healthiest eaters and people that you probably know. And yet, I was incapacitated for the better part of a week and a half because I ignored signs from my body that, I might have been a little bit more stressed than I thought. Don't do that. Take care of your health, monitor your health. And when you get older and you have a family that has a tendency to have hypertensive issues, check your blood pressure every morning. Know that every day when you get up, your numbers are good. So please do check that out. Fun fact for today from our friend Beach Dad. Great to see you, friend. Says, did you know that the author of The Outsiders was 15 when she wrote it? Published at 18. To me, that's amazing. It's amazing to me. And you know what? It speaks to the fact why that connects so well across various generations, and especially my generation. That's incredible. Thank you, Beach Dad. Fun fact, everybody. Beach Dad is awesome. Fun fact. James Dosher, who is a writer, by the way, is very grateful for that knowledge as well. So there's that. Davina. Hi, Davina. I hope you're doing well. We got into the super chat. I'm going to jump on here in a minute. Davina says the media has been covering up the identity of the shooter in BC. That is a person that eliminated 9. Oh, I thought it was 10, possibly more. I heard it was 10, unfortunately. And mother and brother as well. Oh no. Yeah, it's a terrible tragedy that happened up north. I couldn't believe it. It's weird how they go out of their way to immediately change the story, and it disappears from the news cycle very quickly. Why do you think that is? In Florida this winter, the ice age is here. You know what, my friend? Not for Johnny Legs. Johnny Legs lost that gig and up to $50 million in what would have been a payday, because he engaged in political nonsense. Yeah, do check out Ron's channel. Follow the Bradleys Fun. It's fun, and you can follow it. It's a lot of fun. Hey, Chris Dickerson, it's great to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. I appreciate it. And then, of course, we have, watch this. Ram Bam 3000. I take it you heard that Savannah Guthrie's plea for her mother's kidnapper is very similar to a plea that Senator Ruth Martin makes to Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs. Well, some people were trying to point out polydactyly in that particular video that was put out there that actually honored and put faith in God, that was cut out by the news media. I don't know if you guys know that. Anyway, so yeah, is it similar? Probably. A lot of things about this have been Iffy. And odd. Iffy and odd, including the amateur hour camera stuff we're about to look at. So I just want to say thank you to Rambam 3000 for that extraordinarily generous $10 super duper chat. Let's take a look in bonus time at CNN from yesterday. It was updated this morning at 6:04 a.m. Eastern. If you're on the West Coast, that's like 2 a.m. So welcome to news 24/7. Anyway, these are the first 4 pictures released from a grainy video that they were able to recover. By the way, if Ring, Nest, whoever is telling you that they don't keep recordings of you if you don't have a subscribed account with them, clearly they're lying. I mean, it's evidence to the contrary here. And look, now that what was it? Ring doorbell did a Super Bowl ad of finding lost dogs. Kids, it doesn't matter. They're spying on you all the time. Those cameras are great little spy bots. They have audio video recording. They have night mode, which is what this poor schlub got caught on. And interestingly enough, you compare these pictures and you would come to a different conclusion than the guy that the FBI and local sheriff's office detained last night. So what we covered here is the detained person was released. Authorities released a person detained for questioning about 60 miles south of Tucson, about an hour south. Actually, not even that long. It's probably 45 minutes. I mean, the speed limits are a little bit higher in that part of the highway. But a CNN affiliate, KNXV, reported that last night. Authorities earlier searched a car and a home in the city. Now, mind you, they think that this is a very localized crime. This seems to look like a cartel crime, but not. I mean, this is very strange. Surveillance video. The FBI released the doorbell camera footage. You can watch that footage if you want to. It's on this CNN page, as a matter of fact. And they showed a masked armed person, and that armed person seems to be carrying like an absolute amateur with a off-the-shelf garbage holster that fits many different types of weaponry. This isn't anybody who looks experienced with a firearm. And they are looking at persons of interest in the case now. Pleas for help have happened on the Today Show. They are making a fortune out of this. A fortune. They're keeping more people engaged. They have more people tuning in to the Today Show, even without Savannah there. It tells you an awful lot. But this thing just keeps developing. 7.5 hours ago, a man was released after being questioned. That guy's poor mother, she was distraught that the police wanted to search her home. And just wild. He was detained. He says the man said he didn't even know why. This woman, Nancy Guthrie, was that he works as a delivery driver, delivering all kinds of stuff, including for Amazon, based on his interview. Again, I watched the interview. So, and this story just goes on and on. CNN is doing it in blog style, so it's organized day by day, so you can follow it over there if you want to. I would never at any other time would recommend CNN, but this is probably the best coverage you're going to find that isn't filled with some political, I'm going to say, smut along the way, that you're going to find over at what is it, PMS Now, or at any of the other news outlets, including NBC, which you'd think they'd do a better job of that, but they're not. So anyway, so there's that. And then we talked a little bit about the Super Bowl, but we should talk more about it, and we will here in just a second. I got to get caught up because it looks like I missed at least one super chat. You guys are on fire. Thank you for so much help. This month, I'm starting at the beginning the pay slog for the hospital. Holy cow, you guys have no idea. And I already answered this one, so that's not the one I missed. Then Randall Orser was incredibly generous. 20 new names just went green. Even Izzo's place. Welcome. And of course, Matt G is out there in the chat, along with just these amazing folks. Hurricane, I love these names. Hurricane Hazel is in the house. So look at these people. You guys are so great. I have the best audience on the platforms. If you're watching on X, I don't see enough of y'all on X. know that this show broadcasts live to X and has an X chat feature available, so we can chat back and forth as well. So thank you for that. If I go off screen, I'm not off screen anymore. One of the things that EV Mux did recently is give me a picture in picture of what's happening behind the scenes, so I can see myself, which is good. Which is good. And Shellbox says, I got a gifties. That's right. Oh man, I need to catch up with what Jedediah has been reporting on lately, because she's been doing a good job. By the way, normally that name is a male name, so her family must have been expecting a boy. Anyway, there's a rate. Look at this guy. Tulcher's tip of the day. I like this idea. When fighting off EMTs, form is important. Make sure you lift up your EMT with your knees and always warm up before the fight. I still feel awful. By the way, there were emergency crews in the neighborhood a couple of times in the last week. And I wandered over, after all the stuff that was emergency got taken care of and talked to a couple of the guys. But it's just like, it just, it's still, guys, I was completely out of my mind. There is definitely, if there's any kind of deficit, it's in my memory of the moments between I walked to the kitchen and I woke up in the ambulance. Completely oblivious. Oblivious. It was wild. Oh man. And for those of you who are always looking for a good time in the morning, especially on the weekdays, but most especially Monday, Wednesday, Friday, do check out Loki's channel. Loki's been throwing it down old school, and he had a great guest day. One of my favorite redheads was on the show this morning. It's a man, baby. There he is. There's Loki. Walter, I'll be daring just not that. Oh, I don't know what's going on here, but it's good to see your rate specialist in the chat as well. Rate makes great memes. We have a group of people who are so talented and fun, and many of them are criminally underrecognized. So for those of you watching live, I just want to say thank you. We'll send you over. We'll send you over wherever we need to, but you're actually going to have to send it yourself, because I still don't have access, for whatever reason, to send people where they need to go. Popsicle's out there, another great long-time human, wonderful person. Lieutenant. Oh wow, we've upgraded. Giratina says, has anyone ever seen the original Star Trek series? I did. All 3 seasons. It was a 5-year mission that only got 3 seasons, which was bad. James Dosher is out there. I think Carlos Alfredo Lopez is in the house. There he is. Hello, Clarice. Look at all these great people. All right, let's get to the story part of this. Sorry, I'm dinking around because you guys are fun to hang out with. But the Florida GOP rep went on record a couple days ago, I think, and finally made the news yesterday, demanding the FCC probe of NBC and the NFL over Bad Bunny's halftime show. Grotesque leftist garbage. Those are his words, not mine. I'm just going to say the music was not appropriate for young children. And if you read the translated lyrics of not just what the songs were, because he did change some of the lyrics, not all the lyrics, some of the lyrics, it was nothing but filth, just pure filth. It's something I tried to point out, I think, in the pro show on Monday. I was like, this was the most profane thing ever. So they did an investigation. So, right, this got followed up on right here. And Lady Gaga put the interesting crown upon his head, which is what she did with her fingers and stuff. We can talk about the symbolism behind that another time. But it's insane. It's insane. So they're claiming over 130 million viewers. Again, we know it's not that number. We know substantially the numbers have dropped, and we know that the percentage of people who have Samba chips in their television is giving us raw data that is contradicting Nielsen, which tells me Nielsen's just trust me, bro, on out-of-home viewing, and they're trying to artificially elevate this. I don't know what the purpose is. This was not appreciated, even in the stadium. You look around videos in the stadium, it's not like they're watching Katy Perry. They're not watching Dr. Dre and Eminem and that show. That show was banging. People were enjoying that. It was clear, right? nobody knew what this guy was saying. And fortunately for them, they didn't know because it was grotesque. Regardless, and again, if you like his music, that's great. Reggaeton's not everybody's jam. It's not. So, I don't mind hip hop. I don't even mind some of the lyrics that I find offensive. It's not. It's just there. It's whether or not it's appropriate for the audience. And if this is a national audience on broadcast television, this was not appropriate. Sorry. Irate Specialist says, Culture, check your DMs. YouTube, safe, Bad Bunny. Oh, boy. All right. I don't even know if I can bring that up right this second. All I know is that I want to show this. I want to show this. How do I show this? This is the culmination of the story that I just read in a different way. You're going to get to see the behind the scenes Google thing here, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to paste and go. All right, let's look at this. So sometimes when you screw up, and Irate, if I don't get to your meme, please forgive me. Thank you for the $2 super chat, but please forgive me. Bad taste isn't a crime. Indeed. Bad words are, on national television. You're not supposed to be able to do that. No habla Bad Bunny. Well, a lot of native Spanish speakers were like, this guy is the worst mumble rapper ever in Spanish. No bueno. So, again, I'm not going to pass judgment over people that enjoy the music, but the FCC did. Supposedly. According to Alex, and I think Alex actually works for Benny Johnson, so he's keeping track of this. Boom. Bad Bunny hit with $10 million FCC fine over on-air vulgarity and explicit gestures during the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter if you hide your profanity behind another language, said FCC Commissioner Joseph Barron. Again, I don't know any of the commissioners except for Brendan Carr, the lead guy. It's still against the law. So $10 million fine by the FCC and additional penalties for Apple Music and the NFL. SpaghettiOs. So, yeah, a lot of responses in here are not kind as we cruise through here. But, should be fined. He's fined. Everybody gets fined. Bill Jones goes, whoops. Yeah, it just, excuse me, guys. It just never ends. So is any of that surprising? No. Oh wow, Irate actually sent me a thing. Oh, I can't access whatever that is. I can't access that Google Drive on this account. So I'm sorry, my friend. I would love to show everybody. John, the Beagle Dad's out there. Good to see you, friend. So yeah, do check out what Irate Specialist publicly posts on X. I'm going to just tell you, I know a lot of people don't like X. That's fine. A lot of people don't like Elon. Again, that's fine. But if you have an X account, you have access to all these other people's incredible stuff. And Irate has some of the best ideas I've ever seen. I am doing a gardening channel where we can talk about that. Videos are starting to be produced now. I'm a one-man operation right now. The channel's not big enough to support Grant now, and since I retired from like a real job, this channel has to sustain itself, and so that's another reason why I'm aiming for that 1,000 members, because that makes all the difference. And you guys have made all the difference this week. We've grown immensely. The acceleration has been phenomenal. The last 30 days, we've had over 2,000 new subscribers to the channel. So thank you. And the simple practice of asking you to watch a second video, watch the first video, watch the second. It's why I'm producing more than one video a day, is because then you have reason to watch two videos and watch one right after another. And that increases engagement by a significant factor. So, and Irate just sent me another DM. It's spinning, so I haven't seen it yet. But anyway, I am honestly, truly, and completely blessed by each and every one of you. And I just want to say thank you and God bless you all. On that note, I'm not sure where to send you. I'm going to look one more time for that park place to see if somehow magically they have appeared in my sphere. Midnight's Edge is still live, so you can definitely go check them out. Uh, oh, it's brilliant. Okay, all right. Let me see if I can bring that up in a minute. All right, that. Let's see that. My allergies are bad, guys. You guys that live in cold places and you don't get allergies this time of year, maybe you're blessed. I don't know. I'm just gonna say I'm getting crushed. But I also have the greenhouse. So the minute I go out into the greenhouse, I'm opening myself up to uh, allergies. Everything's blooming. I have fruit sets like you cannot believe. Just crazy. I'm crazy, crazy for you, baby. All right. I cannot redirect anywhere. So that's super stinky. Super stinky. Super stinky. Oh man, I don't know how to share this. Let me see if I can download it. Oh, I did. I did. Woohoo. All right, let's see where it went. I don't know where it got downloaded to. This is a YouTube safe video file, I am told. I trust it, rate, so I'm going to take his word for it. So let's take a look at what we got. And again, this is just we have great minds here. Putin 3, rate specialists. There's so many people out there that meme better than me. I started playing around with memes and playing with these guys a long time ago, but I am nowhere near this kind of gifted. Watch. Oh, that's not going to be offensive at all. That's not going to be offensive at all. There, I had to mute it. Oh, rate is what it is. But that was a very bad bunny. That was a very, very bad bunny. All right. Ooh, it's getting warm in here. Greenhouse is doing its job. Is Justin proper out there? Everybody say hi to Justin. There he is. What's up? And look at all the amazing people out there. Barry's out there. Got up to 70 yesterday in Kentucky. My sinuses are killing me. Yeah. It's the time of year. You know what? I haven't seen Cole Hauser in the chat for a minute. Cat Slave's out there though. Rather deal with allergies than cold and flu. Yeah, true story. Yeah. Did you just share a Zootopia check clip? Kind of looked like it, right? Oh, you couldn't hear it anyway. Okay, good. All right, that's fair. Because the bunny was just going taco, 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 taco. So, but it's beautiful. Irate Specialist is one of those. Just amazing. Yeah, he's got good prompt foo. So, then there's Justin. You guys should be checking out Justin's old videos. They're great. Super fun. It was fun to be on those shows. Pine pollen was rough. Pine pollen's been rough. I can't even go north to get away from the allergies. That's a problem. Everywhere. Okay. All right. Well, that was it. I covered all the stories I wanted to cover. We did all the bonus time. All we've got now is what's coming up the rest of the day. Do check out all the streams, whether it be that Park Place, WDW Pro, all that. I would appreciate it. So everybody said no sound on the clip. That's good. All right. And we got one final super duper chat from our good friend Archer Merchant saying, waiting to see if there are FCC fines, license suspensions. Well, they're obviously 10 million so far. We don't even know what the penalties are for Apple Music and for the NFL directly. Suspension would make sense given content. Yeah, it's not great. And also the ratings drop they're trying to hide for the Super Bowl, which I don't understand. If Nielsen wants to be the authority that people accept, they have to tell the truth. And they're not. I mean, we saw the Samba TV show specifically. Nielsen's supposed to catch that, despite the fact that Samba and Nielsen are two different entities. Samba-enabled devices means there's a chip that's installed that does all this tracking and translate that information to Samba directly. So they know minute by minute the drops. In fact, I shared on X yesterday a minute by minute analysis of the game. And it shows you just how much data that they get in real time. So there's no reason for Nielsen data to take forever. There's no reason for Samba to take forever. And when it does, it's highly suspect. So just keep that in mind. So thank you, Archer, for that. And that's all I know. All right, folks, we are going to get out of here and redirect yourselves wherever you want to go. That didn't sound nice, but it is. And be sure to take care of yourself. Take care of others. I'm praying for you. And until next time, see ya. Hopefully not falling off a roof.
Why, hello there, random citizen.
Oh, hey there, little buddy. How's it going?
Have you subscribed to CultureCasino yet?
Well, no.
Friggin' A.
Oh!
These guys, I tell ya.
Oh!
Dang it, I missed. Why won't these guys just subscribe already?
That hurt.